Hi guys. Seems like the chat box is it's working. I hope the chat box is working. Hi Dark Raven. Hello Xian. Hello Andrew. Guess who's coming to New World? Ta-da! And that's what I think, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna paste the link here if you guys want to, be reviewed, go ahead. I'm gonna drop a special emoji. Okay, anyway, so we are gonna start because I only have 2 hours and 30 minutes today, and I have something on later on at night. Yes, I know. No face cam tonight because feeling very ugly. Okay, so yeah, we are gonna just go ahead with account review today. I hope I can paste usernames easily, because there are few times when I couldn't paste. Oh, okay. Brilliant. First up, we have DressingPafe. And then next up, I'm gonna put who's next on the screen so you guys can take a look. I announced this really last minute because I felt like I actually had planned to do this weekend, but just really didn't have the time to make any sort of preparation, and I thought, okay, maybe I will just announce it right before. Hopefully we get some, players, and yes, we did. Currently we have about 8 people, so that's good. So DressingPafe wants me to review PVE Heroes. Okay, he doesn't know who he should build for PvE. So first things first, I'm gonna just take a look at your Shin. I know some of you guys who have applied probably don't have them fully equipped at the moment, but it's okay. I will just talk about the recommendations. Okay, over here. So are you here? DressingPafe, are you here? Hopefully you're here. Petra, if you want to be reviewed, fill in the form, please. Thank you. I will go according to the form because I cannot keep up with the comments if I'm looking at my screen. Okay, so for your Shane, double lethal, double counter, that's okay. I'm not sure if what are your guild buffs. So if your guild buffs help to boost her crit, then that'll be good. Otherwise, you may have to double check again how much crit you're giving her, because if you're using Lina, then I think it's okay. So I can see everything from here. It's so much better right now compared to in the past when all my reviews I had to manually count. Now everything is here. Okay, so you have given her the lethal rate and the 35% chance to attack twice, so that is very good. However, over here you have also given her the jewel. I just need you to take note that the jewel does not stack with the accessory, so there's no point, and to everyone out here watching, okay, there's no point in actually giving her this extra jewel because it doesn't stack with the accessory at all. If your accessory is already at 35%, then it's even more than the jewel itself. Okay, so I'd rather you give her PvE physical attack if you do have that jewel. Otherwise, maybe, I don't know, look into definitely some other jewel that she could possibly use instead of this. Okay, so continue working on your fighters. So for your traits though, crit damage probably will not make a big difference because for Shane, she already has this increased crit damage by 150%. So this additional 10% is actually going to make a very little difference. So instead you could opt for increased damage on certain enemy types. I think that is much better. Okay, So that's just something. Okay, I saw your username, Petra. I will get to you. Just about 8 more people. And I review pretty quickly, so should be fine. So for your Velika, same thing. I like that you also started on building a second accessory for her of the same type. Well, it's good. It makes your life easier, but I'm not sure if you really need a second one, because you can always, you know, just unequip and equip. Yeah, but it's totally up to you, up to your preference. So for this one, good choices of jewels. Lifesteal also okay. You can actually remove the lifesteal once you have tried to Myth Awaken the PVE counter armor, because PVE counter armor allows you to lifesteal whenever you counter attack, basically. Okay, so yeah, you can even go for PVE skill cooldown if you have a second copy, or I think the crit and little damage. Yes, the crit, PVE crit and little damage. Or you can even give her the crit damage jewel if you have just the world boss one. I think it'll be better than the lifesteal. Okay. Yeah. So apart from these two, which are your DPS, I think farming wise, if you have Yonhee, that is good. Yep, that is okay. And then what other things? You have Kagura. You have a Kagura, so that's fine. You have Ares. I'm not sure if you are using Seek. Do you have a Seek? Okay. Yep, so you don't have a Seek. I think I would strongly recommend you go get a Seek, because Seek is the hero who pairs up really well with Shane or Velika. You can of course use Ares, and if you use Ares, then give her up to 100% counter rate. Okay, the weapons don't really matter, but boosting her counter rate is super important, and you already have 10% here. So Ares is a good hero to invest on. And of course, this is for everyone watching. I will be making a normal hero guide, okay, just after the update next week, because I think some heroes are gonna get remakes. Yep, I think some heroes are gonna get remakes, especially when we have Castle Rush revamp. Okay, so Lina again is another important PvE hero. You have Willful Ring and Electrify Resist on her, which is okay. If you were to use my raid guides, you will know that I do not use a level 50 Lina, because I want Lina to die as soon as possible. So that is something you guys also want to take note. Lina and Chloe, actually, level 40 versions. Sylvia is a good PvE hero as well. She is very good, very good in guild dungeon. So in case your guild does guild dungeon, she is good to have. But from what I understand, DressingPafe's guild is pretty inactive, so probably not so much use of Sylvia here, but she is good. And then you also should build up Aragon as well as Helenia, I believe. Yeah, because all these are actually siege defense heroes as well, even for Hayong. So they're really good for siege defense, and I think every new player needs to do siege defense regularly so that they can keep up in terms of resources. Okay. So hello everyone. Definitely, if you just sign up, I'm sure I can get to you. Okay, I'm just done with this account. I hope this helped you dressing her fair and you get a rough idea. Stay tuned for my video as well, of course. Next user, we have Laz Santuy, and then we have Red. Okay, so Laz, you want me to look at your PvP, and he wants me to speak in Bahasa Indonesia. So if he is here, please try to help me translate for him. Bahasa Indonesia ku kurang lancar. Yeah, I'm super not fluent. Okay, so what I can do is really just look at this from please. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna look at his PvP team, and I think a lot of you guys are also using a similar lineup. I am not using Truth at the moment, so I will try my best to review her. He's actually pretty strong. Everything is Myth Awakened well. Crit rate, lifesteal, and basic attack. And so some people actually go double speed with Chris because they want to use his effect attack more, because there's really no point right now using the death because everyone has death resistance. So there's no point relying on death actually. So crit, increased debuff cast rate is not really used as much. So you can either go one speed, one crit. Crit is used just to get his damage up, or you can use double speed. Okay, then you have crit rate here. His crit rate is 64%, which is pretty decent. And I think coupled with masteries, if he's using masteries with crit damage, then that's 74%, which is okay. Okay, and this accessory is perfect for Chris, attack twice, so he just needs a little bit more to get to 100%. I think that's okay. Truth, also double speed. Her effect attack is pretty strong, so I think definitely using speed on her, or some people may even go for crit, I'm not too sure. However, over here, do realize that he is using Truth as the attack leader. Okay, so thank you, Yoga. I mean, I hope he is here, otherwise it's in the, yeah, at least it's gonna appear in the black box, in the chat box on screen. So hopefully when he reviews this, he can read it. Okay, anyway, so for Truth, let's start with the accessory, shall we? The accessory is also very meta right now. I think the Gyarados Madness accessory as a substat is the most popular option right now. So everyone, if you want to build a good PvP team, then try to build this combination of accessory. Okay, Gyarados Madness with the Willful Ring as the main base. I think that is pretty much what everyone is using. And yes, as I was saying, the speed leader, because his Truth is the attack leader. Attack leaders need to have the highest speed on your team. So this is something that everyone, if you are still not too sure of how to set your attack leader, you know, this is something you must take note. Make sure that your speed weapons are Myth Awakened and you have a 6-star speed jewel here. Okay, so once you have that, you will get a 99 speed hero, and this is the maximum you can go. Okay, this is the maximum you can go and set that hero as the attack leader for sure. Okay, and for his traits, he's using increased skills, chance, death resist. I believe everyone should have death resist right now, otherwise you will die to Chris very quickly. And defense is of course meant to deal with Evan and Caesar. Single target, because Truth has single target, physical attack, and he uses defense, which is pretty interesting. I think it's in PvP, skill cooldown trait, skill cooldown fighter soul is less important. So you can give her, I'm not sure where his fighter soul is at, but maybe he may want to look into dealing more damage on certain enemy types once he has that. Okay. And then for battery, double speed, same things. Battery also has 99 speed, so she can jolly well also be the attack leader. He does give us sleep resist and silence resist. I guess this is against Scoot and Noah. He doesn't use Scoot and Noah actually. Yeah. So pretty interesting. Status effect resist, awakening gauge, and speed. Okay, so here's my suggestion. If you are already using one attack leader with 99 speed, you don't have to use another hero with speed attack. In fact, because battery has a lot of, you know, poison, if I'm not wrong, poison skills, she can actually go for crit, myth crit weapons so that you can increase her debuff cast rate in that case. Yeah, and she doesn't have effect attacks anyway, so this thing, even at 10%, okay, even at 10%, you pretty much maxed it out, but she does not have effect attacks, so there's no point. Not a very good thing, I feel, to give her this. Okay, yeah. This one couples with the trait, so she has 100% resistance. That's okay. She does have taunt, so I think the strategy here is so the enemies actually attack Battery for the first 5 turns. Battery charges up her awakening gauge very quickly and then eliminates one hero. And yeah, that's pretty much the strategy he has right here. And I guess she is a suicidal hero in that, if that's the case. Thank you so much, Yoga. You're doing amazing job. Thank you so much. Caesar, double crit. Double crit is the best choice for Caesar because he has Parasite and you want him to cast it. Block, you can actually give him HP block instead so that he has regular healing per turn. Okay, HP block is a pretty popular choice to use. And recovery skill, I'm not sure where this recovery comes from. If I'm not wrong, he doesn't really... Okay, he does heal from his Parasite, I believe. That's fine. Damage, all these are fine. His block rate is really high. Yep, all these are fine. Decrease fixed damage by 40%. I haven't actually tested this out, so I cannot give a very accurate point of view about this. Some people use Madness, Gallagher's Madness. That's also another option. Decrease fixed percent by 40%, I believe is a pretty big amount, especially now that you have Noah and Evan. This could be significant, but we're not sure how much more significant it could get, because if they introduce more heroes with fixed damage, then I could really see this being very important. Finally, for Evan, little HP, so that's a lot of healing right here. Skill cooldown, block rate, recovery skill, all these are great. Okay. Vigor is very important. Willful Ring and Vigor is a good choice for Evan. He will heal a lot, and if he heals a lot just from his armor alone as well as from Vigor, I think you will have a very difficult hero to be taken down. And he also has fully defensive Limit Break and Fighter, so this is a good build for Evan. You guys can also take a look. Okay, so we're moving on. I'm taking a little longer for the first few people. Okay, so next up we have Red. Red basically says, he asked me to keep going, so thank you so much, I will. We are looking at PvP team. Okay, here we have Noah and Freya, which is different from what we saw previously. For Noah, 99 speed, good job. Double HP, still not Myth Awakened and still in the raid form, so try your best to make it. Try your best to get armor. Okay, I believe, I think when new players, if you're still building up a PvP team, I believe you will focus on the weapons mostly, right? And but don't neglect your armor, because the armor right now can make a very big difference. So once you have finished actually building up your speed weapons for your attack leader, I would strongly suggest you look into your armor, because the armor plays a much bigger role in sustaining your hero. And in this meta right now, when there's a lot of heavy damage, fixed damage especially, and there are a lot of tankers on your enemy side of you, you want to match up to that. So I think having the armor to support your hero is very important, okay, compared to having crit weapons and lethal weapons for your other heroes. Yeah. Hi Ray, yes I do. I actually have a do I have a video for that? Actually, it's very dependent. Okay, Ray. I would strongly suggest you check out the different videos where I used Shane. And anyway, Shane right now, she's only relegated to Guild Dungeon and Guild Raid. If you're using her for Raid, okay, the 3 raids, then I would strongly suggest you go check the individual videos where I actually talk about her build. Yeah. So for Noah over here, double speed, okay, the HP, yes. Increase awakening gauge, skill use, these are all okay. I forgot what she has on her exclusive item, but I think it's a block rate, 20%. So I don't think she needs counter rate. Yeah, I don't think she needs counter rate. So you can change this out. You can change the counter rate away to either increase damage on something else, or you could increase her skill use chance. I think increasing skill use chance is very good for Noah. Okay. Vital Soul pretty standard actually. It really depends on what you chose to have. And if you give her defense, I assume you don't have the magic attack, so that's something I don't want to go into. Again, this accessory, as I said, it is pretty much the meta right now, so it's just start building that. Okay, start building that. For Chris, double speed and 1 lethal. Okay, pretty interesting. Lethal is actually pretty nice for him, especially since he is always countering. But then again, he doesn't really rely on his skills right now, even though his skills are very strong, okay? And you don't need the speed attack, so wow. You have 4 speed attack on your heroes. Yeah, that's very, very unnecessary. This is no longer the same case as before, whereby you need 4 heroes to have speed, okay? You can remove this and give him something a lot better. You can give him lifesteal instead. I think lifesteal duo is very good for Chris, so that he can actually heal up himself and continue countering on your side of the field. Because if he actually drops to his zombie state as very early on in the match, then I think you're losing a very good unit over here. Okay, lifesteal. And you can even give him physical attack. Yeah, physical attack, the boss duo, physical attack. So and his armor, okay, should be counter. He should be a counter unit. Yeah, he should be a counter unit instead of a tanky unit. So that's something you want to look into, especially since you gave him the Isabella's illusion. So I would assume that you want him to counter more, but you're not giving him counter armor. So that's something you probably want to change. And now for Evan, he is your defensive hero, the defensive leader, so he really doesn't need the speed at all. And even with the speed, he probably won't make a big difference to your team, because now we are only relying hi Fandy. Now we are only relying on 1 speed leader. We are no longer relying on team speed to determine who goes first. Okay, so that's something you want to check it out. And of course, the armor, try to get them to dragon. You can go with speed for Evan. Speed or lethal, I think both are fine. And the jewels are pretty okay, except for the speed jewel. Traits are also okay. Fighter soul is definitely okay. Accessory is also okay. So we're going on to Caesar. So Caesar, as I mentioned in the previous review, go for crit instead of speed, because he is a defensive unit. He doesn't really need the speed. And myth crit weapons will definitely help him land his parasite much better. Okay. Lifesteal, not very important at all, because he doesn't counter, so you don't really need the lifesteal on him. In fact, if you want to build his bulk, you should be giving him blue color jewels instead. Okay, probably want to look into giving him a skill use chance jewel if you have. Okay. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So again, your accessory. This is not this is not the maximum. This is not the 50%. This is not the 50%, the 100% max HP ring. I think this is a third tier ring, the second tier ring. So don't try not to build accessories on this kind of ring because you're wasting your gold. You probably won't use this for if you were to progress. Okay, so you're really wasting your gold here if you're trying to build small stats on it. And again, Caesar really doesn't do much countering, so don't bother with lifesteal on him. Okay, instead go for madness, or you can go for more defensive style accessories, substats like vigor, Isabella's vigor, Isabella's what's the reduce Gallada's tenacity, reduce fixed damage, something like that will be much better. And of course, some people go for Gallada's madness. Yes, thank you so much for prompting people to fill up the form. I'm gonna paste it again. We are getting a good amount of people coming in. Hopefully I can do as much as I can. Okay, so for Freya, again we are not in the previous old style of the battle system, so you don't need to give everyone speed weapons. I mean, probably you may be a returning player, and in that case then you will have a lot of speed weapons. Yes, I understand. So start to look into getting more crit, getting more lethal, so that you can actually maximize the potential of your heroes. Okay, max HP on Freya is very good, so you don't need the speed again. Take this off. Status resist, increase awakening gauge are okay. I would strongly go for things like crit rate. Okay, lethal rate is fine as well, or even crit damage. At some point I gave my Freya crit rate and crit damage, and these are all world boss jewels, so don't look down on I'm not 100% free to play. Sorry, I have spent some money earlier when I started out, yes, but right now I am at a point whereby I don't really need to spend that much, don't even need to spend at all, and I can just still farm and, you know, go on with life. So yes, okay, back to this. And yes, I'm very open about it. Okay, it doesn't mean like there's any guilt in me saying that I paid a bit for the game. Yeah, because I feel like if you really enjoy something, then if you really appreciate a game, enjoy a game, and it makes you happy, then just do it, right? Of course, don't go overboard with your spending, and it affects your life. So if at any point it starts affecting your life, then please don't spend on the game. Yeah, I know this is very, I don't know, yeah, this is just my point of view. For any game, okay, not just for Seven Knights. If you were to play any other game and you really enjoy it, you feel like spending, you think it makes you happy, then that's for me, that's something I feel like it's fine. Yeah, of course other people may think otherwise. Other people may feel like don't spend on any game. I mean, it's all up to your personal preference, right? Noah is still useful. I haven't been keeping up with the PvP meta, so I haven't really checked out the latest teams. So for me, I'm still using Noah. I think she's pretty good, even though she dies pretty fast now. So I may have to look again at my team. Okay, so I'm talking about Freya. Yeah, so I wanted to say, don't look down on world boss jewels. Okay, world boss jewels are very, very important right now. They boost very critical stats like counter, like lethal, like crit, like block. Okay, all these have stepped up to become the main stats of your hero. Compared to in the past, world boss jewels are crap. Okay, because in the past, in the previous battle system, Fallout and Fallout of old jewels gave you even cooler stats, even cooler effects, right? So those were very important, but now we are talking about stats. Stats are the key here, and all these little stats that add up to 100% eventually will change your hero really. Okay, compared to increased awakening gauge, which will only just increase awakening gauge. Okay, and even for like damage reduction for block, yes, they are still cool stats, but if you don't even have the sufficient block to begin with, then there's no point giving your hero all those anyway. So I'm done with this account raid. Hope that helped. We are going on to this other account. Okay, Daniel turn is next. Actually, I'm going pretty slow, so I'm gonna try to step up faster. Who do I think is the next myth awakened? He is right on the screen, in the bottom right corner. Fenrir. It has already been so-called rumored and leaked. I won't say leaked. Somewhat announced that the new hero is gonna be a guy. Okay, so just take note of that. Okay, so we're looking at NLVHUNG. He wants me to translate Korean stories into English. I will try my best. I haven't really looked into the Korean stories, so we are gonna look at we're gonna have a friendly battle. He wants a friendly battle, so okay. So this is my team that I'm using still. I haven't really updated it since 2 weeks ago. This is my scope. As you can see, double crit, HP, block. HP to regain HP each turn, block of course to block. Crit rate, crit damage, and increase awakening gauge. This setup is very tuned. Basically I carried whatever that was on my Freya over to her. And then I have Gyarados Madness. So here is my Chris double speed. Okay, like I said, I go with double speed because I want his effect attack to proc. Double counter, lifesteal, crit rate, and physical attack. This is to maximize... Hello! Hi Marco. This is to maximize his damage output as well as his healing. Okay. For my Evan, I've given him double lethal, block and HP as well. Also more duels on block and traits on block. Damage reduction from block, skill cooldown, as well as vigor. Okay, so we'll take a look at how much. Sorry, he heals later. Caesar, crit, max HP block. As you can see, I haven't really maximized my Mythical Awakening equipment, so yeah. Block rate, increase awakening and skill use chance. So increased skill use chance will let Caesar land more skills and land his parasite, which is very important for him to sustain himself. And using vigor, madness on my accessory. And then for my Noah, double speed, she is my attack leader after all. Max HP block, everything I've given is all max HP block. Increase awakening gauge, damage reflect immunity because I don't want her to hit Evan so hard and get reflected with a lot of fixed damage as well as speed attack. So you notice that my jewels are mostly blue, right? And a lot of players are going with blue jewels right now because defense is so important. The defense stat plays a very big role right now in the game compared to in the past where your attack mattered more. Because right now you can actually live much better with higher HP, higher defense, higher bulk basically. Hi Dracaris. Yoga. I think Truth is better. I think Truth is better. Wait, the reason why is that Scout and Freya benefit a lot from crit attacks, crit weapons. Yeah, so I think Truth is a much better choice, and Truth has a very strong effect attack. So giving her speed is a good way to go. Okay, so my scope is pretty active here, and you see that my Chris proc attack twice. There's a lot of block going on in the enemy side of the team. And his Chris also proc the attack twice. Attack twice is very painful, especially when your Chris has it with effect attacks. Reboot part 2. Next update. Next update should have a good number of remakes, I feel. I won't really call it reboot part 2 because they are just fixing whatever that was not right. We don't know the extent of their remake because they didn't really say they are going to remake every hero. Okay, that's not something that they promised, unlike the actual reboot. So, you know, we're really just, they're probably just gonna adjust some heroes too, so that they are fitted better for the meta, and hopefully eventually we'll get a more rotational kind of meta, I hope. Yeah, they're definitely gonna do it slowly. It won't be a one big update of everything change. Scoot hits very hard. As you can see, her damage output is insane. That's why I look into giving her crit instead, because crit really pumps up her damage. And I think wow, that's very painful. I think it's taking pretty long for my Noah to not awaken. She needs to transform. If she doesn't transform, then the damage output will always be lower. Oh, okay. Not my Noah. Okay, so Wukong just placed a taunt on my Scoot. Oh, not sure how long my Scoot is still gonna live. Hopefully not too long. I don't have stun resist, so I don't know how much this is gonna affect. Okay, zero stun, that's good. My Scoot is dead thanks to the taunt. I don't have a lot to deal with right now, so that's fine. Okay. Yeah, actually review his account. Okay, next we're going to Danielton. Long time. Danielton has always been here for all my sessions, I believe. Okay, where are we? Okay. Danielton. Review PvP team. No face cam today. I am a bit under the weather, so not today. Next time, okay, next time. Hi Mark. Hello. Okay, so for Danielton, your PvP team, Freya at the back. Crit, HP. Again, do your best to get your armor up, and then use the Willful Ring instead of the Guardian Ring. Okay, the Willful Ring is basically the meta right now, so every single hero on your side of the team should have the Willful Ring. Okay, don't pick the Guardian Ring anymore. I think don't waste it. Don't waste the chance of getting a selector and you pick the Guardian Ring, because the Guardian Ring really doesn't even match up to the Willful Ring at all, which is very sad. Try to give your Freya blue jewels. Same stats, these stats are okay, just maybe blue jewels if possible, and I like your Limit Break and your Fighter Soul as well. Then we have Evan. Okay, little HP block. Yeah, so he kind of has the combination there, but because without the myth additional myth skill, right, it actually benefits more for him to go full H. Never mind, I think that's fine. Yeah, but if with the myth, I'm sorry, with the myth, additional myth substat, I think it will make a huge difference. Blue jewels are better again, blue jewels, but all these are pretty fine. You may want to look into giving him another jewel instead of this physical attack one, because I really don't think it makes that much difference considering he's not really an attacker. Yeah. And decrease fixed damage by 25%. That's okay. Using Dylan's over here, so Dylan's is your attack leader. That's okay. Increase awakening gauge, counter block. I think you should go for the double counter definitely, because no point in sacrificing any sort of counter if you no point sacrificing a counter hero's counter rate. You know what I mean? Because you want him to do his counter, right? So you may even want to look into using counter jewel on him to really boost that frequency of counter, unless you're using Chris as your main counter and then Dylan's as a second counter. And again, the Willful Ring is much better. And then for Caesar, focus on getting him to +10. I think he'll still be useful for a little while more. Blue jewels, again, don't need this counter rate on him because he really isn't a counter hero. Good choice of accessory. HP block also good combination. You understand the substats there for sure. Probably just want to look into your jewels over here. Skill use chance is very good. Block rate is okay. Not counter rate for sure. You can give him increased awakening gauge. I think that will be much better as well. Status resist is okay, but you're really just resisting the death. Okay, you're not really resisting anything else with that 10% alone. In fact, I rarely see anyone use status resist 10% anymore because it is really quite pathetic. 10% if you don't have the trait, you're basically only supporting your limit break traits, right? So if you are actually not giving your hero a lot of resistances, then you're only just supporting this death. It doesn't really justify taking up one entire slot just to support one trait, right? Think about that. So for Chris double crit, as I mentioned a little earlier, people are changing up for Chris, no longer relying on debuff cast rate. Crit is a very good substat for Chris, but the myth substat isn't as applicable anymore. Okay, double block. Okay, so you're not using Chris as the main counter, so try to pump up your Dylan's counter because right now it's only 40%. That's too low, way too low for a counter unit if you want to be really efficient in your arena. And then status resist, again the status resist only supports this trait, so there's really no point. Damage reduction from block and block, so you're giving Chris block instead. That's a seldom used combination because people usually use Chris with counter, right? Yeah, so you are also focusing on Chris's basic attack, so in that case it doesn't make sense for you to go full on block with Chris because you want him to be the counter. If not, this accessory is purely gonna go to waste, and I'd rather in that case you give that to Dylan's instead, because Dylan's is using this but he's using the one with the Guardian Ring, which means his survivability is gonna be very poor. Yeah, so try to switch things up if you really want to make Chris the main counter instead. And go for counter rate, physical attack, and lifesteal. I think those three are pretty good choices. Okay. Next up we have DDX Weebs. And then we're gonna have my guild mate. Okay, so he has issues reaching Grand Tier. Equipment. When I look at this, I feel like it probably isn't about equipment, but maybe about hero choices. Okay. Because you don't have School, you don't have Noah. I think both of them are still... You know what, I'm just gonna take a peek at the current meta because I don't want to be saying the wrong thing. What if they are out of the meta and I'm still over here talking about how good they are? Okay, so Scoop is there. Most people are going with Truth, I think. No more fixed damage, girl. Interesting. I'm sticking with Scoop. I'm sticking with Noah for now. Yeah, so I think no more fixed damage, girl, which is very sad. It makes me almost angry. Are you kidding me? I spent 36,000 rubies on that girl and she's out of the meta just like that in a month. That's not good. That is insanely frustrating. Okay, anyway. Okay. Fine, so no Noah, that's okay. Scoot then. Go look at the other heroes. Again, I didn't really check all the equipments on the top guilds. So I'm not sure if they're still using crit, but for me, I feel that speed is probably a better choice because of his effect attack, and you want him to use his effect attack even more. Counter HP, as I said, try to bump his counter even higher because he is your main counter from what I see, unless you're using Truth as your main counter. Because you already have this, again the Willful Ring will be a much better option. So if you start building up a Willful Ring version with the Isabella's Illusion if you want to do better in Arena, because Willful Ring basically gives all your heroes 1.5 times HP. So I see that you have actually given him the basic attack duo. Basic attack duo is interesting. It definitely helps to boost his counter damage. But the thing here is, if your counter is not even high enough due to this max HP, then this duo is basically just there. It's not very... it's very conditional because your counter is only at 42%. So there's about 58% chance that this duo will not even come to use. So what you need to do now is try to find ways to make your crit counter rate much higher. For Truth, HP, crit, speed, physical attack. Okay, your Truth looks perfect to me. So okay. Evan, double lethal, crit. I think Evan's weapons really don't matter. So if you are thinking of Mythical Awakening Evan's weapons, that should be your least priority. At least in my opinion, you should build his armor like in this case, which is a very good combination. Your Evan looks good as well. Again, this is the Gallada's Tenacity. Could be a very important... Maybe it's because of this, that's why Noah is kicked out of the meta. Probably. Okay, probably. If you face an Evan without this, then Noah can slay him very quickly. Yeah, I think that's the reason why Noah is out, if everyone is building the Gallada's Tenacity over here. Otherwise, you can always go for Vigor with Evan. Battery is the speed leader. Everything is right. Look into giving blue jewels. She hides for 7 turns. That's a good choice. Willful Ring again will be much better. Notice that over here I'm saying that speed is okay for Battery because she is the attack leader. If your Battery is not the attack leader, then there's no point giving her speed. Double HP, increase awakening gauge, status with effect resist. This one will support the stun and death resist. Oh, sorry. Caesar, double crit, crit and lethal. Aim for double crit and good HP, good armor choices. Also starting to build the Gallagher's tenacity, so that's probably why Noah is getting kicked out. Hi Sam. Oh my god, my nose. So yeah, I think with those changes you could break into Grand, hopefully. Going to go to my guildmate. Then next we have Xerheart. I think we are gonna do friendly. No. He wants me to have face review for every content. That's a bit hard because I don't record live. I edit my videos. I edit my speech. I have a script. So that's a lot of work and I editing before the video comes out. So if I were to record myself face with face every time, I think it's gonna be very hard and time consuming. So we're gonna look at his PvE heroes. Okay, I don't know where's your Velika. Okay, yeah, your Velika is here. So this is clearly for level 8 raid. Maybe you want to look into giving her counter. The jewels, okay, these are very standard set of jewels for DPSs. Okay, physical attack, magic attack, crit damage, lethal damage, and skill cooldown. Now a lot of players have asked me, where do you get these jewels? PvE jewels. They are only obtainable in guild raid. Okay, they're only obtainable in guild raid. So if you really want to do better for your PvE, then hopefully your guild focuses on guild raid, otherwise it's gonna be a big problem. We are Shane, double counter, freeze resist. I think this is probably against the dragon in guild raid. Okay, because this is a good combination, of course. Because seldom people will use freeze resist, but freeze resist is necessary for that particular dragon. Yeah. So I think most of the things are aligned. Don't think there's much issues while you have 2 truths. I don't think you have much issues. Kagura, you have 2 Kaguras. Who else? Spina is RIP. You need soy? Okay, you rarely need soy actually, so I'm gonna talk about Seek. So yeah, I was recommending Seek in the earlier part of the video. Basically, I was saying Seek is a very important hero to have because he is your main counter unit and he is actually the one that can decrease cooldown by 10 seconds with each basic attack. Of course, it seems like it's more than 10 seconds sometimes. Okay, and most of the times your jewels will be this kind of setup. Counter, really try to boost his counter to about 80%, 90%. Okay, then the masteries then masteries will just take the remaining 10%. So that will be 100% counter, and 100% counter set is super important for your PvE efficiency. Basically, that's yeah. Other important PvE heroes are Sylvia, as I said. Sylvia is pretty much the best friend for Velika. Okay, even though there are sometimes I don't really use her, but yes, she is the best friend for Velika because she boosts your magic attack by 50%. That is huge, especially for PvE. Okay. You've given her double HP, block and skill cooldown increase the awakening gauge. Now do take note that for Sylvia, okay, unless you are using her right now for Heavenly Stairs, usually just give her more bulk. Usually you just want to build as much bulk on her as possible so that she lives, because she is quite frail, and the only way to build her well is really to give her blue jewels, willful ring, so that she has additional HP to play around with, lots of HP, armor. So if you can make this the Stormwing HP armor, I think that'll be better. And then of course, I think my guildmate here is just using blue jewels to increase her defense. If you can give her all awaken plus 5 blue jewels, even better. And of course, if the if the substat makes a difference for her bulk, then even better. In this case, like bulk rate. Yeah. No, I don't think anyone's here, Sam. Only you. Yep. So we are moving on. I hope that helped. Jeez, so if I'm already friends, I cannot search for him. And then next we have引起Caylin. Okay, so he wants me to make a video about costumes from Korea and Japan. Most of the costumes are already released on our server, except for maybe some Japanese costumes which are not released, which is sad. So I'm gonna review PVE Heroes again. I like that there's actually a very fair balance of players who are asking for PVE heroes, because usually I get a lot of requests to look at PvP heroes. Wow, 2 Velicus. Good job. So as I mentioned in my videos, usually how you equip your Velica really depends on your guild buff, okay? So if your guild buff supports crit rate and lethal rate, then you can try to look into this kind of mixed combination. But if your guild buff slants towards supporting crit rate, then you should try to buff your Velica's lethal rate, especially if you use Lena, okay? Lena herself helps to buff Velica's crit rate by 50%. So if your guild buff already has a further 30%, coupled with the hero's own 10% and your masteries of 10%, you are basically at 100% crit rate. And if you already have 100% crit rate, then I think you do not need the crit weapon here. So this depends, of course, on your side. I can only recommend this much. So check your guild buffs and adjust accordingly. Over here, he's using the Vigor and crit rate. Interesting combination. Vigor still is a good choice for DPS because it heals them. Especially, okay. In this case, he's using the PVE HP armor. So every turn, right, there will be a 3% HP shield given to Velica. Now, if you take 3% of this amount, I'm just gonna do a rough calculation. Actually, with 2 stacks, maybe it's 6%. So what 6% of 49645? It's about 3000 HP shield. 3000 HP shield on Velica each turn. Okay, each turn. depending on where you suffer that much damage, okay, to be able to need to heal her this much. At the moment, I feel that there's no need for you to sacrifice a Vigor accessory to give it to a DPS at the moment, okay? Unless we have way stronger enemies. I think your priority should still be looking into just Myth Awakening your HP armor, even though you don't have to go all the way to blue color. But just even Mythical Awakening one time is okay. So I guess this is really for security's sake. The Jewel's standard, as I said, it's very standard set. Over here he's boosting his crit rate and lethal damage. So I really cannot tell from this about the guild buffs and all that. So only you can make the call. And looking at his other Velica, this is probably for item rate, increased crit rate, and a lethal rate. Electrify resist. So you're going really overboard with the electrify resist. 60% and 90%, way too much. You really don't need this actually. Okay, because you have 10% here, right? And then if you couple it with your formation 10% resistance, if you couple it with the formation 10% resistance, then I think you're already hitting 100%, and she technically she would not get electrified anymore. But I guess if you want security, then this is definitely gonna help. Increase awakening gauge, crit damage, and magic attack. Yeah, all good, all good. Shade, 2 Shanes. So also the crit and lethal, so I guess this is probably his guild situation. Probably trying to boost lethal, and yeah, this, by the way guys, this is a very good combination for Shane. Crit rate and attack twice, or lethal rate and attack twice. So basically you want to just maximize her attack, her basic attack, because she has 100% chance to launch an effect attack. Okay, and this is very, very strong. Basically her effect attacks ignore block, so that is why a lot of players want to give attack twice, in case you guys are still not too sure about the reason. Who am I supposed to look at next? Because I think your DPS are totally fine. You even have 2 Aragon, so I think you're very much set for PvE. Yep, I think you're pretty okay. You even have 2 Linas. I don't think I need to review your account anymore. Next up,引起Caylin. And then we have Tayasha. I hope that we don't get any more sign-ups, because I think I can only do this much in the next 1.5 hours. So I'm gonna cut off at Circuit as the last one. Okay. Okay. Okay, yes, Petra, now it's your turn. So you need me to review PVE Heroes. Thank you for the compliment. So this is for level 8 raid. Double lethal, double counter. Yeah, so as you can see, Petra actually with Awaken the counter armor, and for Mythical Awakening the Stormwind counter armor, you see that it gains the PvE lifesteal upon counter attack. This is very good for a Velica, okay, because she lifesteals back a lot. Basically she won't die. Technically she won't die with just this armor alone. So that's something you may want to look into if you have the spare resources. And this is also another very good accessory combination, crit damage and Isabella's illusion for Velica. But Velica herself, compared to Shane, Velica doesn't have the 150% increase in crit damage. So any sort of any sort of way to increase her crit damage is gonna help a lot. Okay. Standard jewels, totally fine. Also totally fine, so that's okay. I'm gonna look at Shane. So he already has completed this. This is the new Amethyst Earring. Lethal damage, as I said, is if you do have only that amount of time to farm for the Amethyst shards, then go for the lethal damage. Okay. You're on crit and lethal, okay. Maybe because for this case he's using soy, I predict. Jewels okay, all okay. Increase on defensive, probably on Galidus, I'm not too sure, or some guild dungeon unit. And then we're gonna look at Seek or Lina or Soy. Yeah, so Soy is equipped, so he's definitely using Soy. I think you may want to give your Soy this. This is basically what makes Soy so good. Hi Chris. But this is really game changing for a lot of guild dungeon teams. If Soy is there, of course. If Soy is there. If Soy is not there, then no point, right? Soy is there with this this thing to really help Velika as well. So Lina, increased crit, I assume. If you're running Lina increased crit, then again depends on your guild buff. If your guild buff doesn't support crit rate, then Lina will be very handy. Of course Soy as well, because Soy also can increase crit rate by 20%. So Seek is not used, that's pretty surprising. Maybe you're using Aris instead. Yep, you're using Aris. So Aris is also an okay pick for counter. She only has 59% counter, so that's... I'm not sure if that's enough. If you want her to be more efficient, give her counter trait, give her counter jewel, okay, yeah, give her counter trait and counter jewel, and if you can also give her counter accessory and willful ring. I haven't done my guild dungeon. Okay, so what else? Who else? Are you using Rook? Rook, Hayong are both heroes that can be used. Rachel, yes, Rachel. Realize I haven't been looking at Rachels. You have two Rachels, so is this one? This one's not used, I guess. Rachel double HP. Okay, the point how you want to build a Rachel is very important in terms of giving Rachel a lot of bulk. Rachel just needs to survive. Basically, that's all. If same goes for Eileen, just need to survive. That's your goal in building your Rachel's enemies. Okay. Okay, I hope that helped. Going for Tiasha. Next we're gonna have Shinryu. For Tiasha, review PvP team. Okay. Interesting choice. I don't know how this team fares because I haven't used Curry at all. And just gonna... Do they show pets? Yes, they do. Okay. Okay. So I think Yorang is actually good. Unless this is really to boost Dylan's, I suppose. Yeah, I think it is. Dylan's, you need the speed jewel on him, okay, because you 199 speed. No, he's not your attack leader, so that's gonna be a problem. Why is Dylan's not your attack leader? Dylan should be your attack leader so that you get speed advantage. And he is there for your speed, right? So you need to make him the attack leader. You need to give him speed jewel over here instead of the physical attack, because unfortunately you just gotta give him the speed jewel. I see that you have given him a lot of counter, and then over here you have Guardian Ring and Isabel's Illusion, so try to work on a Willful Ring version of that. For Chris, he is your defensive leader. Yeah, so this one is good for Dylan's actually, because from your Chris only has 34% counter. That's not gonna do anything at all. Your Chris is even higher on block rate, which is kind of not how you would want Chris to be. You either go very defensive with Chris or you go counter with Chris, because your accessory is already telling me that you would rather go counter with Chris, right? So maybe that's something you want to adjust along the way. For Evan, hi Damien, I actually have a form. Hi only 2k. I actually have a form. It's in the description. However, I think I cannot accept any more for the time being. But you can leave your account. I will definitely get to it. I will try to do another session, okay, if there's even more players soon. So looking at Evan, double speed, vigor is good. Chance to survive with 1 HP, increase skills, chance, all okay. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Dominic. Double HP is okay, very good, in fact, heals him a lot. So here, Evan is prioritized on healing, which is good. You may want to change this increased awakening gauge, give him more block, give him a block rate jewel instead, because he will get his awakening skill up anyway, and it's not particularly, game changing for him to use it earlier. Okay, so you can give him block rate, build up his bulk even better. Try to go for blue jewels as well. For Caesar, you may be lacking some crit weapons, so if you do get some crit, give him the crit. Of course, give him HP and block armor. I think that's a very good combination here. And blue jewels. This casting shield accessory, I'm not sure how effective it is, but 3000 damage sounds to me like it's really little. Okay, so you may want to look into giving him the Gallina's Tenacity, which reduces fixed damage instead. And lastly, for Karin, I believe what you want for Karin is bulk, right? You want Karin to be the one healing a lot, so this is okay. Give her blue jewels, skill cooldown is good. The accessory is the concerning part, because if you want a healer to be around for a longer period of time, you will want to focus on building her with Willful Ring and something like maybe Vigor or reduce fixed damage or something, just to counter the current meta so that she lives a lot longer. So that is something you will need to look into if you want to use a Karin on your team. Definitely give her better armor as well. Myth them if you have, but I'm not sure how long this Karin team can last. So that is something you will want to consider again. Hi Sam, welcome back. Shinryu time. And then we have DawoM. Shinryu says friendly battle. Sure. Friendly battles are the best because I can like legitly take a break. And thank you for the compliment as well. Definitely still trying to improve on my content and come out with more videos. I do have a lot of ideas now, especially recently. I think it's time for a lot of things to be updated. Especially a lot of people have been asking me about what heroes to choose, so I think it is really time to make a new updated guide, but I just am holding it a little bit off to next week because I foresee that there's gonna be quite a number of hero remakes as Death Kagura promised, so we'll see. I will if I have time, Samantha. There's still a list of people to go through. BadHand, DC BadHand. You are almost next. You are after DawoM. I'm gonna just take a 2-minute break. Enjoy the battle. If anything happens, you will hear from me. Please take care of yourselves. There is a lot of health problems going on in the world, so yes, please take care of yourself. Fill in the form, Samantha. But I think I don't know if I have the time right now, because I have like 20. No, I have about 16 people on the list. Ooh, death. That's not something I would expect. Yeah, so as I was saying, do take care of yourselves. Masks are probably all gone from stores, I think. And yeah, just make sure you wash your hands a lot. Maybe after you go out, you come home, first thing you do, wash your hands. You don't know what you have touched. And yeah, just make sure you're clean. Hi Annie. Yeah, make sure you're healthy. Drink water. I mean, apart from the whole virus thing going on and the influenza in America, I think the weather is also getting very, how would I say that? Weather is quite unstable. It can get really hot, like in Australia recently. So I don't know, wherever you are from, just remember to hydrate yourself, stay healthy. Nothing is more important than health. I am standing up pretty okay. Evan was a really nicely made hero, in my opinion. So I think Truth always goes for Evan somehow. I don't really remember her skills after the reboot, but it seems that way because I've seen that enemy Truth always target my Evan. Hi Mona Lisa. Hello. So many viewers from everywhere in the world today. Okay, who's next? DawoM. We are going to review PVE Heroes. Yeah, so there are really a lot of people who ask for PVE Heroes today, which is very different from past streams. In the past, we always had players. Oh wow! In the players, we always had. What did I just say? In the past, we always had players who asked for PVE teams, PvP teams. Jeez, my brain. Okay, DawoM, you are pretty much a returning player, I would say. But I see that you have. He says that his rate is all at level 6, so that's a really good job actually. So I think your first priority right now is to get your Shane to +10, and then build a Velika. Myth awaken a Velika and get her to +10. So I think those should be your priority. You do have some standard heroes, I would say. You have your Lina, you have your Kagura, you have your Aragon, Ares, Espada, Rachel, Eileen, all your essential PvE heroes are pretty much there, so that's very good. Yes, you are very focused on PvE. I like it. Good job. So yeah, really next one is to focus building up your Shane to +10. I know that takes a lot of effort. I have videos of how to do Mythical Awakening much more efficiently, so you can go check it out. Beyond that, I don't think there's anything else. I'm just gonna check your Shane. So this is a pure beginner's account, right? And oh, this one. Don't give her this. This one is not gonna be useful for her. Give her the. You may want to look at giving Lethal and Isabella's Illusion. Okay, Lethal rate at the base as the base, and then Isabella's Illusion as the substat. That should be the way you want to proceed. Okay, this one, if you can, make it red, but it's the right choice for her. And if you can, give her skill cooldown as well. I know those jewels are probably a little hard to come by for a beginner. Slowly, when you accumulate more, you will sub them in. Right now, right now it's good that you know that crit rate and lethal rate need to be high. So, yep, I definitely understand your choice. I'm not sure what guild buff your guild is using, but it looks like you are trying to balance out both lethal and crit rate. And if you're, just take note that if your guild is actually having the crit buff, you should be having double lethal on Shane instead, because you do have a Lina, and Lina can buff your crit rate by 50% already. So that's just something you want to consider taking note of. For Ares, give her counter, don't give her block, because she is actually a counter unit. And I think Awakening, no, you don't need her exclusive item actually. Maybe up to stage 2, but that's all. Aragon, counter, double counter, okay. Yeah, I think these are okay. You can try to give him the counter rate arm, counter rate duo instead. And then these are actually PvP items, but since you probably don't really focus on PvP, that's okay to give Aragon for now. And then try to look into items like these, which are your PvE items for your PE unit. Sometimes they don't even need items actually, because the support heroes need, what the support heroes need are bulk instead of any weapons. So usually I don't even give any weapons to support heroes, unless it is speed. Okay, that's only 2 cases. That mystery in my brain is solved. Thank you. Madness. This is a PvP accessory. Use it as a substat on the Willful Ring, and make sure you get your Rachel's exclusive item up as soon as you can. Eileen does not need exclusive item to be unlocked, so don't need to go on with this. Sebastian is no longer needed, so you can stop building him forever. Okay, not forever, maybe he gets remade into something better, but I doubt so. But don't build him anymore. Focus on Velika. Velika is your way to go right now, okay? Good that you have a level 40 Chloe, so she will do very well if you follow my raid guides. And then don't need to bother about Spina as well. Everything for magic, go PVE magic, Velika, Velika, Velika. And you are pretty much gonna be on the right track. Next up, guildmate. My nose is giving me some problem. I only have 1 hour left. I will try my best to do as many as I can. Evaluate PVE Heroes. Firstly, you're from my guild, so I would expect you to have good PVE heroes already. You have another lethal. We are running on double lethal Velika, so that's something you will want to look into. Double lethal Velika, okay. Red Jewel here. Change this, Red Jewel, and the other two are fine. Defense, okay. You may, if you have the increased damage on something, depending on who you are targeting, then you can use that. And where is Shane? Shane. Little crit. So for our guild, we are running on double lethal, so that's something you will need to change. Okay, BadHand. Good choice of accessory. May want to look into lethal and attack illusion. And then, yeah, all the jewels are right. EV attack. Okay, Shane is okay. I'm not sure if you use her in your guild, in your raid. Then we have who? Lina. Okay, Lina looks very well built. Maybe you're using her for accessory raid, I think. Yes, there is a new hero next update, guys. There is confirmed to be a new hero next update, and the new hero is a guy. That's all that is revealed. New hero is a guy. So we have a few guys that are not released. One of them is Fenrir. I think it is Fenrir. The other three guys we have that could be released are Xianryu, Arang, and Xerheart. Yeah, Xianryu, Arang, and Xerheart. So there's 4 contenders of the next update. Yeah, Rin is a guy. The costume, if she wears that costume, she is the guy. So Fenrir, I think, is the one. I think, I'm not sure. Oh, no traits on Rachel. That's very bold. I'm not sure how tanky your Rachel is. Try to give your Rachel PvE HP armor like these, and your Eileen is very well built. Seek, okay. If you have better Seek armor, Seek counter armor, if you have better counter armor, try to give it to him. You can even pump this up. I think D to C to B grade doesn't cost too many power-up stones, in fact. Yeah, If you get 6 counter rate to about 80-90%, that would be very good. Mostly there, I think you need a counter trait on him. Yeah, please put the counter trait on him for maximum efficiency, okay? Yeah, basically that's mostly of what I want to let you know. For the sake of the guild. For the sake of the guild. Okay, so next up we have BuffKYLE, friendly battle, yay. Did I just see Alim? Is that Alim? Yes, Alim. Wow. And Daqiao. Very familiar heroes because Daqiao was used like a few weeks ago. But she has some crazy skills that reduce defense by 40%, I think. She hasn't been nerfed, which is a miracle. Alim has 3 kinds of statuses: burn, silence, and bleed, I think. Blind, I don't know, which is crazy. Battery has eliminate, so these 3 are like underrated heroes. Really underrated heroes. They are not used in top tier just because their stats don't match up, but I think at lower tier they can still be pretty challenging. Okay, sis, what is happening here? We are doing account reviews. I have reviewed about 12. Yeah, I have reviewed 12 accounts. Hello. And I'm I'm in a bad state. What? The CC is crazy. Noah is painful. The CC is really crazy, and I can't even heal from my CC because my Evan is paralyzed. But all CC only lasts for 2 turns, so I don't think it's a very big concern right now, unless, you know, they start to remake heroes which have CC for like 5 turns or 6 turns, then we have a problem. So if you just joined the live stream, we are doing a friendly battle, and then we have about another 14 accounts to do, hopefully in the next hour. If I have more time, of course I will try to clear more accounts, but I think I can only do another 14 in the span of 1 hour, with a few more friendly battles down the way as well. But I'm gonna do more of these account reviews more frequently, so don't worry, okay? Don't worry. Yeah, CCs are totally useless right now. I mean, they do put your enemy team in a temporary, you know, state of nothingness, but the impact is not that great. I think the CCs which actually do damage, like burn, bleed, and poison, they do impact. They do make more impact. Especially poison, because poison doesn't go away with time. And burn also doesn't go away with time. Burn only goes away when it is activated. What am I doing? Okay, so I'm gonna continue. Oh, Next up, DragonsSin. Okay. For Spathe, review PVE Heroes again. A lot of people are reviewing PVE Heroes, no longer focusing on PvP. Double lethal, double HP, vigor and crit damage. This is a very old school combination. Definitely usable, not saying that it's outdated or whatever. But the thing is, if you do want to make sure your Delica's damage is consistent, okay? Because think about it, even if you buff her damage, even if she heals, but her damage is not consistent, Delica has the potential to one-shot many enemies, right? However, if your crit and lethal are causing you to delay your entire run, then I think the priority should go to building up your crit and lethal rate for Delica herself instead. Okay? Because no point, I feel like if your damage is not consistent, then you are just sabotaging yourself, because you are the one causing your run to go even longer than it should be. Yeah, so even if you try to build up the bulk for your DPS, I think that is not the right way. It should be building up your offense for your DPS. But your traits and your fighter soul are okay, as well as your jewels definitely okay. Yeah, I don't think this Delica will have problem. I'm just saying that, you know, if you are going with the idea that you should build up your bulk for your DPS, then maybe look into building up your crit and lethal rates instead. So your Shane is going on double crit. Interesting. So maybe, I'm not sure who you use on your I'm not sure who you will use on your team, because I feel like if you go with double crit, then you're probably with Soy. Your guild buff slants towards lethal rate, and willful rate and crit damage. Okay. This is okay. This is definitely the standard 2 jewels you must have. The last one is really optional. In this case, you're giving her damage reflect immunity. So I'm not too sure which boss you are actually dealing with, because you also have an accuracy rate right here, which are actually traits that I don't really see Shane with. Yeah. So I'm not too sure who you're fighting here, especially with double crit. As long as, no matter how you build your Shane, okay, no matter how you build your Shane, no matter how you build your Delica, as long as you are sure that they have 100% crit and 100% lethal, you are fine. You are fine, okay? That's just my take on how you want to build your Shane. So I cannot say what is right and what is wrong at this point without knowing the whole picture. Maybe in future account reviews, I really would need you to give me a rough idea of your guild buffs. Okay, I'm looking at Lina. Lina is well decked. Chloe is well decked. We are looking at Rook. Rook is not used. Sylvia. Sylvia is also well decked. Usually for support heroes, I don't really look at their traits, because the traits are flexible and it really depends on who you're fighting. So as long as I see that you are using them and you've given them the basic things, the basic idea of bulk, I think it's okay. Yeah, Rachel, wow, all blue jewels, amazing. Yeah, so I think your PvE is totally fine. I don't know what kind of issues you may face. That's something you may need to tell me. Yeah, I think your PvE is all fine though. So, yay! next, moving on. I may need to use the washroom like in a while. I am gonna use the washroom. I'm gonna turn up the music so that just give me a very quick while. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Bun wasn't here. They are not here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry guys. DragonsSin. Friendly battle. Yes. I think we're using the same team. Face cam and a lot of face cam requests. So if you are curious about the speed, how the speed works right now, as long as you have higher speed or the same speed as your opponent, you will go first. Yeah, basically that's all. And they only rely on one hero, so I think that was a very good move from DevSpike. Okay, it really opens up a lot of possibilities of weapon choices. I think that was one of the best parts of the reboot. Of course, we have lost certain things like heroes' skills, unique skills, and hopefully Dk Kagura brings it back. So I'm very excited about whoever is gonna come on next update, whichever guy is coming next update. Very highly anticipated, I would say. See what kind of changes he brings. And just to let you guys know, since the 28 of you guys watching right now, from what I heard from the Thai 7 Nights side, the previous update was actually the last update brought to you by DevSpike. So from next update onwards, from February onwards, it will be completely produced by Dk Kagura. So the previous update was actually not made by Dk Kagura. It was still DevSpike. It was his last update basically, but Dk Kagura has taken over from now on. Which is also why Dk Kagura only talked about the upcoming updates, which is the Castle Rush changes, the Awakened Pets, and bringing back of unique skill sets. Yeah, I think all these will kick in from now. DevShin. I'm not sure if they actually had DevShin. I'm sure that at some point there was a DevShin. I mean, Shin is such a popular hero, right? So they should have a death Shane. As you can see, as you can see, Noah still hits really very hard. But I guess higher up, if you have a lot of heroes with Gallada's tenacity, then the impact will be way lesser. And Reflect has a very somehow Reflect is not a very big thing now. In the past, when enemies have Reflect, usually a lot of you know, heroes from your side will be decked with Reflect immunity, but nowadays I rarely see that, even if there is a Reflect hero on that side of the field. Oh my god, I landed death. Yes! Ooh! That is super rare. I mean, death chance is... Wow, that scope did huge damage. Even when I blocked. Crazy. Oh, silenced. Oh, I'm so shut down. So do you still think CCs are useless? I'm completely shut down. Wow, this Chris is super painful. What the heck? Ooh. Okay, I'm really hoping my... Oh, girl, don't die, don't die. Okay, do your huge damage. Do huge damage. Yes, girl! Woo! Scoot saved the day. I hope it's Fenrir too. I hope it's Fenrir. I am in full support of Fenrir. Hopefully, I mean, his transformation to wolf, to that little cute little wolf, is probably gonna be his unique skill. I don't think there's anything else that can fit that. I don't think they can change that, honestly. Next up, we have Relaxer. I think you are a returning player. Yeah, we're gonna look at your PVE heroes because that's very important. Your rates need to be higher. Okay, it's good that you have a Valika and Shane already there. So the next thing is trying to clear your rates, because his rates are at level 3. Okay, and I think you are definitely capable enough to do your raids. So I see that you've actually chosen to go for lethal crit and lethal damage and increase a universal. So if you actually have watched the guide that I made for Shane, usually we don't do this, okay? And usually we have 2 weapons for Shane. Not sure where your other weapon went. Because Shane already has this, right? Crit damage increased by 150%. So this additional crit damage is going to be very negligible. Over here, you're also boosting her crit damage. However, you are forsaking your lethal rate completely, which means Shane's damage is not going to be as high. In fact, if you don't have the lethal rate, if you don't have lethal damage mixed with crit damage, okay, your entire damage output is halved, almost halved. So that's something you really need to take note. You need lethal for Shane. And then for Velika, crit lethal. Again, I'm not too sure about your guild buffs. I don't see anything wrong with your jewels for sure. Your accessory though can be improved. You need to focus on crit rate and lethal rate instead of focusing on all your crit damage multipliers and lethal damage multipliers. But even there's no point in building these multipliers if you don't even get your crit rate and lethal rate up to 100%. Okay, so that's just what you need to look at, relook at. No problem. Which one? Oh, DragonsSin. I was a bit lost. Who else do we look at? We look at Rachel. And subscription. Thank you, Marquez, for subscribing. I think so, Annie. I think so. It's either him or Arang or Zahara. I don't think Xiangyu is coming out at all. I think they just completely forgotten about him. So over here, your Chris's counter is at 49%. Not enough for sure. If you really want to be efficient in using Seek, then you need to pump it up to 100%. Using your masteries, the masteries will already give you about 10%. And then you need the jewel. The jewel will further pump it up by 20%. And how else? Usually I go with accessory. Yeah, usually I go with the accessory as well for counter increase. And usually I don't really give him speed, usually no weapons, because if you are using him with Shane or Velika, the thing about them is that they have higher speed, so they will go first if your entire front line is speedless. Okay, so the point of them going first is that they are able to charge up their awakening gauge a little earlier, and that is something that you will want for sure. So to charge up the awakening gauge earlier will make a lot of difference, make your run a lot more efficient. So that's something, just take note of that. Don't need to give them speed. And thank you, another subscriber. Thank you, Zaire. How do I get that purple thing? This purple thing. This is your limit break. So basically this particular player has already done his limit break all the way to level 10, and if you have limit broken all your basic and special trait, you will get that purple thing. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna look at Rachel, Sylvia. Sylvia is also used. This looks like a heavenly stair setup. All the important traits here, so I think that's okay. Rachel, double HP, yeah, so in this case you have given her lethal, that's good. Same goes for Sig really. I would give Sig lethal or crit actually. Maybe not crit, lethal is better. You don't need this on Rachel. Rachel is a support hero. You don't need any form of damage increase on her at all. In fact, give her the increased awakening gauge. That is the most important jewel for Rachel. Increase awakening gauge, because you want this you want this to come up very fast. You want this to come up as soon as possible. And then for Eileen, HP, speed. No need speed as well, because you really don't need her to move at all. You will rather have Shane move first. And you also don't need this crit damage. All these should go to your DPS unless you really have too many of them. But even so, I would strongly feel that I would rather build her bulk. So which means blue jewels, block rate, lifesteal, all these kind of jewels are meant for support heroes instead of all these damage duels. Status resist is good though. Yeah, so okay, who else do we need to look at? Ares. Your Ares is a far better build than Seek, so I guess you are using Ares more. In that case, you may want to look at giving her the counter jewel, because it's really about pushing it all the way, because no point losing out with that. I assume your mastery is gonna give you another 10%, so no point losing out on that 15%. It is pretty big. Yeah. So you may decide to adjust accordingly and see how that goes. Okay, so okay. I think that's fine. Next up we are going with NekoChan. Oh my god, don't have much time. Let's go. Review PVE Heroes again. Looking at this player, probably knows what he or she is doing a lot. Oh, this is an interesting choice in this is a very interesting choice in accessory. 10% magic attack increase, okay. So like I said, if your crit and lethal are not at 100%, that should always be your main focus for your DPS, okay? You can give them the best armor, you can max this out all the way, but if your crit and lethal for your DPS are not at 100%, then it defeats the purpose of them being the DPS, because you don't have consistent damage. Okay, you don't have consistent damage. So yes, these are all very good traits and all suitable for your DPS, but you are sacrificing a lot on your lethal rate and your crit rate. So again, I cannot really judge based on this. Maybe you have support heroes like Soy that really buff up your crit rate, or you even have guild buffs that support that, then that's all okay. I'm just recommending based on what I see from here. Same goes for Shane. Seeing this set of traits, I would assume you are trying to boost her damage output, but again, if she does not have the sufficient crit and lethal rate, then you will have a problem. So here, I think I think your Ares does have a lot of counter. Okay, still lacking counter. I thought this was counter for some reason. So counter accessory is going to be very good for Ares as well as counter jewel. I normally really just push because I don't want that I don't want the potential chance to, you know, lose out on counter. Who is next in the review? It's on the screen. On the screen. Okay. So if you really want to use a counter unit in your PvE, for the sake of reducing your cooldown, because Ares can reduce cooldown of allies, right? Then go all the way. Why leave it to chance? Why leave it to RNG to screw it up because you did not give her 100% counter? Well, that's basically my question and advice for you, all you guys, right? Because there's really no point sacrificing any of that percentage. Rachel, bulk, that's good. You may want to look into giving her some soul skills. No soul skills. Same for Eileen. Okay, this is the bare minimum Eileen should get. The really bare minimum. Okay. Okay, anyway, Quinn. Next is RE Gulper. I will need 10 minutes of free time because there are some things I have to do for my family, and the thing I wanted to end the stream at 11:30, but apparently for my family they decided to go ahead with doing the stuff that needs to be done. So I'll need 10 minutes and then I'll be back. Okay. And the good thing is once I'm back, we can actually do the stream a little longer than what I previously expected. So that's a good thing. So, but I'll just finish up with Quinn and then just give me 10 minutes and I'll be back. For Quinn, PVE Heroes. Oh yes, so here, Willful Ring and Isabella's Illusion is also a good choice, by the way. This is usually what you see on Chris, but for Shane, giving her the Willful Ring means extra bulk, which means if you're facing some very tough bosses which you think Shane will die from, this is a good possible accessory. So over here, this player gives Shane counter rate and crit rate. I don't know for sure what guild buffs you are running, but if you do have a crit rate guild buff, maybe you don't, okay, then that's fine. But if you do, then I really don't think you need this at all, because guild buff, crit rate guild buff with Lina and Mastery, you can get 100% crit already. And you don't really need to give Shane counter rate. You should focus on her damage output. Okay, so if Shane counters, then that's a good thing, but if she doesn't, there's no need to intentionally increase her counter rate even more, because you are sacrificing a lot of damage output from her skill. Her skill is very strong after her awaken, her transformation, right? So her skill is very strong. I don't think you need to sacrifice the damage that you can potentially do with the counter rate, because yeah, basically that's my opinion. And for same goes for Velika here. In fact, you don't even give Velika counter rate, so why give the trait and sacrifice the damage output you can potentially do? Okay, that's just something to take note. Your jewels are perfect, because if you're giving her HP here, then try to maximize your output instead. Don't have to waste that slot, because 10%, 20% counter probably won't get you anywhere. Yeah. So yes, again, the focus is always check your crit rate, check your lethal rate. They have to be 100%. If they are not 100%, you will not be doing good enough. Yeah, for sure, you will not be doing good enough. And of course, the next priority is making Velika plus 10. What else? Who else? Aragon. Aragon, pretty high counter, good job. Just push it a little bit more if you can, otherwise I think it looks pretty stable. Yep, it does look pretty stable. Try to awaken this though, 6% more for from the awakened version is gonna help a lot, really. I'm gonna look at Rachel. If there's a Sylvia, I'll just look at Sylvia too on the way. Rachel, bulk. No need the speed, okay, no need the speed. Let Shane and Velika attack first. Eileen, give her more bulk. Willful Ring, if you have. and HP armor. And then where is Sylvia? Do you have a Sylvia? Do you use soy? You don't use soy, so yeah. Which really concerns me because your Shane lacks. I mean, you can use Lena, of course, but your Shane was using a mixed set. Yeah, your Shane. Okay, no, it's not. So your Shane is running double lethal. Your lethal is gonna be pretty okay. It can be better. Now it's just the crit. Check your crit sources again and then review your possible options. No Sylvia. Is there a Sylvia? Sylvia is here. Okay.
We're the champions.
Crit rate HP. So this looks like a stairs, heavily stair setup. So if you are going for support, then you can make her more bulky over here instead. Yeah. Yeah, basically I think that's about it. All these are the key heroes. Okay, so give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna be right back. Meanwhile, you can stare at RE Gulper's account. Sorry for the wait, okay, sorry. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Gulper. Friendly battle. Oh my god, I should have just left this running while I was away. How's everyone's day so far? I had a good day. Zia asks, how do you limit break your hero? So under the hero screen, you have the limit break option on the right. Click on it and then you will have all the traits. You will need gold and soul essence to limit break your hero. So the basic traits are very cheap. The special traits are more expensive. No to Fenrir type nerf. I would be pretty bummed if he was universal. Yeah, transform pretty fast, that's good. That's not my school. Go go go! Okay, True is gonna attack my... Yee. Pretty painful. I mean, it almost reduced Evan's HP to half. Prop the Willful Ring. Wow, my Chris, good job. Whoops. I really hope that with Death Kagura we can get a much more varied arena kind of meta. Yeah, I know they changed a lot of support. They changed all the special heroes who were support to magic type. So that's kind of a bummer. We have Clemith, we have Skull. Pretty sure Arang won't be support. If he is, I'll be super shocked. Wow, I'm losing. I'm really curious how he intends to, you know, build the new unique abilities on the heroes. I'm hoping that when he remakes the older heroes, he will also care about heroes like Scoop that are just released and Chris and all that. I think they deserve changes if other heroes get changes as well. Oh, this doesn't look good. Wow! What the heck? I did not know. I see now. I have seen the light. Thank you for enlightening me. I know what to build now. You guys know what to build now. That was wow. That truth was wow. Okay, moving on. Sammaelz, yeah. Review PVE Heroes again. But don't worry, for the next few we're gonna get PvP Heroes. And I can go on with my stream for another 45 minutes. PvE Heroes, okay, Valika. Good. Now this is what I'm talking about. Building your lethal rate up to 74%, and then you know, coupled with your guild buffs. If this person does have guild buffs 30% for lethal rate, he will pretty much be already at 100%, 104% lethal rate. Okay, and assuming he also has guild buffs for crit rate, then with Lina, he will get 100% crit rate over here. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Focus on building a crit and lethal rate. And then for lethal rate, if you have the Isabella's Illusion as a substat, that is also a very good option. Jewels wise, perfect. Okay, all good here, all good here. I think for Shane, he's using the crit rate and Isabella's Illusion. I think that is also okay. He's using a mixed set though, so I'm not too sure now. After looking at this, I'm not too sure what he's running on. Not too sure what the guild buff he is using. Yeah. So this one confuses me a bit, but I hope he knows what he's going for. Okay. Lina, again, just focus on the building of her bulk. That's all that matters. If you are using her against certain if you're actually using her against certain enemy traits, if you're using her in Guild Dungeon and she faces certain enemies which cast the Electrify any CC, you may want to look at building CC for her. The reason why is because you need to rely on her crit rate pretty frequently. So if she gets stunned or, you know, immobilized for too long, you will be losing out on important buffs unless you use this earlier. Yeah, so that's something you just want to look take note of. Of course, if you don't have the essential resources, it is not necessary. Okay, so Rachel and Eileen here, both are bulky. That is good. Increase your weakening gauge, again, that's important. Sylvia, also bulky. Could be more bulky, so just take note. She needs to be really bulky because she is super fragile. Yep, and basically that's all I would say. Next up we have Hind Kasumi. We are finally looking at PvP teams now. So for PvP teams, this is the team that still doesn't have Scope, so he's using Freya. I think he is in the process of making his heroes +10, I believe. Okay, so double speed, block HP, interesting. Yeah, I mean that's good. Speed, all these are good. All these are really good. Perfect build for Scope, just need to get her to +10. Freya, not enough resources, I guess, to mythical awaken her items. Okay, but the jewels, the idea behind the jewels is okay. One thing though, you may want to look into giving her blue jewels, as I mentioned earlier, because it pays more now to sustain your hero instead of having them do the damage that they should be doing, because your enemies are going to be tanky as well. So blue jewels actually help your heroes survive a lot better. Same goes for Chris. Basically, I think a lot of top players are still using blue jewels. Chris crit, double crit, counter, good on that, but just take note that the crit, the debuff cast rate is not as important as anymore at this point. Good accessory choices. And then for Scizor, double crit, double HP. I think the problem, I wouldn't say it's a problem. I think what you're lacking is really the resource to awaken all these and also to power them up. I think that's the only problem. I feel that you kind of know and followed very well what to equip your heroes with, because they don't look like they have any issues in particular. So for your pets though, if you have a Yorang, I think it'll be good to use Yorang instead of Kale, because Yorang decreases defense, increases damage dealt, and decreases your cooldown. Whereas for Kale, he is more PvE oriented, so Yorang can make a difference for your team. Okay. Next up, we are going with Kiki, and then we have DK DRulez. Checking what your PvP team is lacking. Same team as the previous user, totally. 99 speed, so once I see that your attack leader has 99 speed, I think that's good to go. What I think you are lacking for your throat is definitely the myth armor, as well as this accessory is pretty strange. Not too sure how the taunt will fare over here. I don't think you want her to die that easily, unless there's a certain idea why taunt is used. Yeah, otherwise I don't really understand the taunt, unless you're trying to protect someone else as well. But you know, Truth herself does not have spectacular defenses, so taunt over here is not going to be very helpful. Oh, no problem, Kaya. Yeah, I hope that helped. Hopefully you can definitely do better, cause you kind of know what to give your heroes already. Yep. So yeah, so I don't know why the taunt comes into play here. But beyond that, I think everything else looks good. All these are blue jewels. Yep. Very meta. So yes, this is something you can change. Willful Ring with Madness is probably the better way. This is a Guardian Ring with Madness. I think your traits and your Fighter Soul are okay. For your Evan crit lethal, Evan's weapons don't really matter to me, honestly. The armor is more important. The armor is right, and all these are right, and even accessory is right. So definitely okay. I think what you lack now is building your accessories, because your accessories, if they don't go high enough, then you're gonna face some problem. Same for Scizor. I think your Scizor is also, you know what you're doing with him. Doesn't look particularly troubling in any way at all, honestly. Yeah. Of course, there are people who give increased awakening gauge on him, increased skill use chance on him. Those are also optional if you just want him to use more skills. But what you have given him is very bulky and also appropriate. Wow, Chris. Okay. So Chris is something that we can improve on, for sure. You probably will not see him counter very frequently. A good amount of time, but not frequently, because you are lacking counter here in the traits. You are lacking counter in the jewels. Okay, instead, you have chose to build upon his basic attack, which is good, of course, but If his counter doesn't happen as regularly, then there's no point in building up the damage for the basic attack in the first place. The second thing is the accessory. You don't have the Isabella's illusion here. Of course, that would be the most ideal situation. So it's okay if you're using this 30% jewel here. Subsequently, you will swap this out. And once you swap this out, you can make way for an even better jewel, because you will have the accessory at 100%. Yeah, so that's just something to work. You can work on for now, and that will definitely help you to go higher. Again, the crit rate definitely also helps to boost his damage by 1.5 times. But if you want, you could look into building speed weapons for him as well because of the effect attack increase. Okay. Next up, we have the rules. So for the rules, currently I think we are having all PvP. Yep, all PvP. PvP team. Truth in the back line, Truth as the attack leader. All correct. All correct. It's good to go. Chris, crit, counter, lifesteal. Blue jewels here. Crit is also good to go. I don't see much issue with that. Your crit rate is insanely high, which is very strong, very good. But your counter rate is not as high, which means even if he has a huge amount of crit rate but he doesn't use it, then that won't pay off. So if it works for you, then of course go stick with this, but I'm just recommending based on what I feel will be even more optimal. You can have more counter and okay crit rate. Yeah, I think at least in that case you actually have more damage done, I think. Oh, Caesar with 1 armor. Dangerous. Not sure if you noticed this, but just take note of this. Double crit, okay. All your jewels are right. Debuff cast rate, trait, that's very good. Increased crit damage, I'm not too sure about this because Caesar is by no means a damage hero. In fact, I would rather you go with block rate. Increase block rate by 10% or skill use chance. Okay. And try to get his other traits up as well, his special traits. Evan double, wow, very well built Evan. Yep, I think this is a very well built Evan. Nothing I can say. So for school, still in the process of building, I guess. Block HP, pretty decent rates for lethal and crit. Alternatively, you could try to just focus on one rate, the crit rate, because her skills I believe have some crit in them. So trying to balance that out is the more important thing. Okay. Next up, volley. And then we have VelvetDonBerry. Okay, volley. PvP team, still not sure of what to do and what heroes to use. Well, if you are new, then I'll be looking at your PvE team. So you see, that's the main thing right now, is that your heroes are not Laz丶. So your rates are still not there. Your rates, as you have told me, is level 4, level 3, level 4. In that case, your rates are going to be very... You can't really progress as fast because your rates are not focused on. But what you really need to do now is focus on building your Velika. Velika is going to be your primary raid DPS for all 3 raids. Go check out my guides on how you can use her for all 3 raids. And then you will definitely need to have PVE weapons on her. This is a PVE armor, which is good. Now you need to get your PVE weapons from her. I'm not even sure if you have that. Maybe not. So please go do your growth dungeon. Growth dungeon will give you PVE items. From there you can build PVE items, and if you need PVE items, they are also in the Topaz shop. They cost very cheap. So go get Velika some lethal weapons or crit weapons depending on your guild buff in order to do your raids. With your raids, you can then further build and strengthen your PvP team. So with regards to normal heroes, I will definitely be coming out with another video for them of what heroes you actually need for your PvE, because normal heroes are not really used for PvP. And I see that you don't... Do you have an Eileen? You will need an Eileen, so please go get an Eileen. Yeah, you need an Eileen. She is my hero, she is the hero which I said you really need. Or am I just blind? There's no Eileen, right? Okay, anyway, usually she's beside Rachel, so that's what I'm just looking based on. Check for Eileen. Okay, for Rachel, you need to get this up. Open up all the slots and then give her some HP armor. For your Shane, have you unlocked it? Yeah, so continue unlocking please. You need a lot of gold, yes, I understand. This one as well, all the way. Okay? Focus on Shane and Velika first, honestly. I have guides on raids, so no problem. You definitely can follow through with that.
The difference between us is your weakness.
Why can't they just give me the player? Okay, VelvetDonBerry. PVE Heroes. Again, another player who definitely knows what he's doing. So I don't think there needs to be much comments. I'm not sure about your guild buff, but if you feel that your guild buff supports this combination of weapons, then good. Keep with that. Same goes for Shane. Shane is on crit lethal as well, so yeah, probably your guild buffs are catered for that with also all these. Again, you may either go lethal rate here or crit rate as the main base with your Isabel's illusion. I mean, this is not a wrong combination, but if you do have the lethal rate and crit rate, it could also help to sustain your damage so that you won't be subjected to some weird RNG that, you know, sometimes you have 94% lethal rate and it just so happens that the 6% does not. It just so happens that the 6% happens. And in that case, you just lose out on a lot of damage, so that's something you just need to keep in mind. I will only have actually time for another 3 accounts. So I'm gonna leave you the link here. Okay, the link is in the comments. This is for next session. So if you leave your name now, you are definitely within the top 20 people, okay, that will get their account reviewed. So we are now on VelvetDonBerry looking at his PVE Heroes. This Aragon is probably used for guild raid, I think. So the thing about Aragon now is that he is used in guild raid against Isabella, against actually every boss in guild raid will require you to use Aragon. But the thing about using Aragon is you don't really need his speed attack anymore, because in the past we used Aragon so that he can charge up his gauge faster. Oh no, you do need speed if you're using Shane. If you are using Velica, you don't need to use his speed attack. Okay, you don't need to use his speed attack if you're using Velica. The reason why is because Velica has the same effect as his awakened skill, in fact even better. Velica increases single target for all allies by 100%. So it's more than him, it will not stack. So there's no point in giving him speed if you're using him against Isabella. That's just something for you to take note. Look, Helenia, okay, for siege defense, and then you have Eileen and Rachel. So Rachel has speed probably for level 8 raid, I think. Okay, if she's not, then maybe you want to look at why you need the speed on Rachel. And then over here, bulky Eileen. PVE armor is of course recommended. If you don't have, then I guess these will do for now, since she can revive, so that's fine. Yep, that's basically the main gist of PVE Heroes. Next one is 7 Deadly Sins. Seven Deadly Sins EVP team. Okay. Hi John. Are you Shinryu? If you are Shinryu, I got it. If I can, I will do a second session really soon, okay? So don't worry. But if your name is on the list, I will definitely be going from there. So if you are not in this session, next session for sure. So 7 Deadly Sins PvP team. Your scope, Truth looks good. Perfect, in fact, I feel. Everything, I think Truth has a very standard way to build. Okay, so if you just follow a top player's build, everything is pretty much okay. And then for Chris, speed crit, I think that is a common combination now, because speed you want to use his effect attack even more. Counter, blue jewels will be better. I think he's going for red so that he deals more damage with his counter. That's also fine. This is an accessory to die for. This is so good. I can't even get mine to level 5. Crit rate, everything is okay. I don't really think you need a review actually, because you're already hitting grand. Yeah. So you're using Noah still. No scope. Noah with double crit. Interesting. First time I'm seeing the Noah with double crit. So I think this could be a possible way to go if you already have a speed leader. So yeah, so just to repeat myself, if you already have a speed leader here, Okay, there's no point in your other heroes going for speed unless they have a very strong effect attack. Otherwise, you can go for crit or lethal to boost their damage output. And since you're already with Grand, I think you're good to go. Oh, okay, you did have a question for me. Whether you should focus on PvE or PvP. Now, I think your PvP team is pretty much okay. I mean, you're already hitting Grand, okay, for 7 deadly sins. So you should focus on your PvE, definitely. With a PvP team like that, and already hitting Grand, I think there's nothing much more unless you really want to go for Supreme, which is gonna take a lot of work, and everything has to be pretty much maxed. So Serket, now if you guys know Serket, he is an artist. He draws Rudy fan art. He is in the Facebook group as well. He has asked for a friendly battle, so we're going with a friendly battle. Hello. I think I can go for a few more people actually. I'll see how that goes. Transform, please, transform. At least the truth didn't wreck my Evan. I think if truths are really strong and they have very high crit rate and they don't get subjected to Evan's block, I think they have the potential to bring Evan down all the way to half HP. No, I do not have a girlfriend. That's a really random statement. Or is that a question? I need to kill the truth soon. Wow, the truth is just going, man. Someone died. Noah died. No problem. Wait, which account? Which account were you? No problem, Luis. I don't need a girlfriend cause I'm a gamer. Gaming is... well... it's all part of life. Different aspects of life. Oh, okay. But I hope you picked up some stuff along the way. I think right now for 7 nights, as Louis asked, how much time do I spend in 7 nights each day? To be honest, the active time I play 7 nights is probably less than an hour. Unless you know that there's guild, even guild dungeon doesn't really take up an hour. Probably just a lot of switching around with equipment and all that. But really actively playing, probably just an hour. The rest of the time is auto running it, auto farming, auto raiding, auto siege defense. So if you want to look at my in-game timing itself, I think it's very long, but the time I actually spend sitting in front of the game thinking about things is very short. Yeah, so it can go up to 2 hours for sure, like just to rearrange stuff, just to think of stuff. Lesser these days because I rarely, wow, this guy, what is, okay, friendly battle. It's Supreme, wow. I was gonna end with him, but I think we'll see how that goes. So yeah, you definitely need an hours of play, right, to finish your unknown area anyway. Sometimes I leave it alone. I mean, arena is also auto, so arena matches probably take about 20 minutes or so. And then I haven't really switched up my arena team since Scoot's release, and Scoot was released 3 weeks ago. Yeah, so that is how long I never really did anything to my arena team. Daily login, yes, and then check into my guild, and then do my farming because I need to farm, honestly. If I don't farm, I have no videos for you guys. Okay, if I don't farm, I have no videos for you guys. I have no rubies, nothing to upgrade. You're just gonna see some codex video, which I cannot, which I don't want to do. Yeah, so I have to farm. And I'm very, very annoyed. I'm still very annoyed that Noah took me 36,000 rubies. It's like the biggest scam I've ever felt in my 3 years of playing. Hello, welcome back, Mysterious Zen. 36,000 rubies, okay, Noah. Seriously. And the ironic thing was when I was pulling for Scoot, I think if some of you watched the live stream I pulled for Scoot live. I spent 16,000 on Scoot. That's okay, that's pretty average. The thing about that was during the time I spent to get 6 Scoots, I got 6 Noahs. So I was like, are you kidding me? So I spent all that 36,000 to get my first Noah done, and then I get another. I spent another 16k, and I actually can make another Noah that doesn't. That was like the most frustrating thing. It really killed my entire ruby hoarding amount. I think it's even harder now because Noah has no raid app, so I think if you just wait a little bit more, she will be in the chessboard. Yeah, she will be in the chessboard. I think it's just about, as Louis says, he's played for 2 years and progress is still slow. I think it's very resource intensive right now. So even if you played for 2 years, they are introducing new things lesser than in just every few months. So I think if the time spent, if you don't spend enough time to get the resources, then you will definitely be held back. Especially now with power-up stones, I still think that power-up stones is a big issue. Power-up stones are just really hard to get unless you spend long hours farming items and selling items. So was really, it's something that bothers me as well, because I have not been wow, losing. I mean, of course this guy is in Supreme. It's something that I haven't done for a very long time, because I'm so focused on building up my ruby count again. I mean, if you look at my ruby count, it's like 44220, and just last week it was around 38,000. So yeah, I'm very focused on building up my ruby count. The thing about doing raids is that it eats up the rubies, which is really sad. Okay, so actually I plan to stop at that player, EternalHOS. I think it was a good ending battle. So the next player is actually legendary 4743. I'm not sure if you're still here. If you are, I will do you first. You will be the first on the list for the next session. Next session actually has a lot of friendly battles. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all the comments. I've been reading them as I was reviewing. I will keep doing what I can do. More guides will be coming your way for sure. Actually, I have a lot of I have this list. Okay, I have this list. I don't even know if I can show you guys. I have this list of things I want to talk about. The thing is, I don't have substantial. I don't even know if I can. No, don't resubmit. If you are not covered and you submitted once, your name is there, I will continue from the list. So don't need to resubmit. And don't worry, okay, if you missed out on the next live stream, it will be up. The first thing is, it will definitely be on the channel, so you can always come back to view it, and I will timestamp every single point, every single account. So everything will be neatly done up. Don't worry, okay? You will see from my previous live streams, everything is all there. If you need to quickly check where your username is, it will all be timestamped. So yeah, not sure if I can actually bring that up. My Google spreadsheet. It's a bit messy. Anyway, so I was talking of, I have some ideas which are like Topaz farming. I think a lot of people will want to know how to farm Topaz. Honestly, even I want to farm Topaz, but it's so hard. It's so hard, and I don't even. I'm thinking of a good strategy, but yeah, I'm trying my best. When is the next session? The earliest will be next weekend. Honestly, the earliest will be next weekend. Probably around the same time it started today. Yeah. So let's just look at raid. I mean, even E rank items, okay, even E rank items, they give you power-up stones. And I think no matter what kind of item now, every item. I'm sorry. Are you next? Are you legendary? Well, I mean, if you're here, are you legendary? Okay, fine. Since you're here, right, I might as well do it, cause some players are not here. PvP team, right? No problem. No fighter soul, okay. Crit, lethal, HP. Your build looks very familiar from someone previously. The player who also built crit and lethal raids. Is there a way to build scope? I'm a bit outdated, but okay. I will focus on one stat so that she can maximize the damage, but these two together will definitely be very painful if both proc. Okay, if both proc. Why burn resist? Is this against Alim or something? Yeah, so not sure about the burn resist. Maybe you can look into that, see what threatens your scope most. If it's just against for Alim, then I think Alim is not even really used commonly beyond a certain point in arena. Okay. For Truth, everything looks good. This one seems to be a Chris accessory. Okay, but you already have that on Chris, so that's fine. Scope, everything looks good. This one, try to get it to level 10. It's stuck at level 9. For your Chris, also looks proper. Nothing too problematic actually. You may want to go for speed crit because you can boost his effect attack chance by 10%. I think that is also very important since you already have so much built upon his basic attack, so maybe that's something you can look into. Crit rate block, okay. This one definitely go with the blue one to buff not only his defense basically, and then everything else looks fine as well. So I think maybe this is the one. Actually, your jewels all look fine. Your accessories also are on the way. Your accessories are very similar to mine. And I don't use scoop though. And your pet is also okay. So if you are thinking of why you cannot get to Grand, maybe it's the scope, or why you can't get to Grand. Do you loop arena very often? Soul Essence is pretty hard to get, yes, I do agree. However, I have a tip whereby, let's just say you have a lot of unused heroes, okay, like Wukong. You probably, Damien probably have done that, which is to what do you call that? Exchange. Is it called exchange? Refund the traits, refund the soul essence, so that you know you can benefit your other heroes. So in this case, it's all back to level 1, but you have the resource to pump into another hero. Hello, Artagon. Oh yeah, probably the fighter's soul. Probably the fighter's soul. But I really think equipment wise, you are there. Maybe just tweak the jewel colors. Yeah, and you definitely know where you are headed for. Just the scope and the fighter's soul. But Fighter Soul is something that takes time. So the other thing you should focus on if you want to do better will be the accessory. Yeah. And maybe tweak your Skulk's build a little bit more. Cause see if other builds are possible, cause the rest of your heroes look pretty okay. I need Topaz. Yes, Topaz. I'm trying to think of a way that is very efficient to get Topaz. I think the thing about Topaz is that you gotta use your Venus. So like, if you have heroes like this, you know, just use Venus on them. Because you have to use your Venus. This is the best way to use Venus right now. Using your Venus on your normal heroes before they get sacrificed for mythical power up. Okay? You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this because you're wasting a 6-star hero. So your best bet is to use Venus, and I know Venus are very rare now. Yeah, Venus are very rare. And yeah, if you do need Soul Essence, I don't have a Leah here. I think. Yeah, I don't have Leah here. Oh yeah, I just earned myself 18 Topaz. I don't have a Leah here, but yeah, sell your Leahs. Just sell your Leahs. Each Leah gives you 5,000 Soul Essence. That is even more than selling a special hero, okay? Is the game, should Skulk go crit or lethal? Personally, I go with crit because crit has a bigger, more fixed multiplier, 1.5 times. Lethal's multiplier varies depending on enemy HP. And I would prefer to go with crit for more stable damage. Okay. Wow, 50 Leahs, that will give you like what, 25,000? No. I can't count. 50 Leahs times 5,000 Soul Essence. That's 250,000 Soul Essence for you. Well, congrats, you have a lot to pump now. How do you get soul shards fast? So I'm assuming you're talking about this. Okay, I need to reply. DK asks, is the game still fun? I quit when the reboot update. Well, we are getting a slow second reboot, so if that helps, okay, it could make things better because the new developer is going to give heroes unique abilities again. So yeah. Hi Melentex. Yes, friendly matches also. Please just drop it in the list because it's only fair. Everyone is doing that. So I can go through one by one. So if you're okay, so back to Junkyu's question. Soul shards 6, 7, 8 right now, and I'm on my 3rd day. Where do I get so many? I farm in this map. Here. So I farmed in here today entirely. I use the Clio team. So boost mode, make sure you use boost mode on 610. Every day, if you want to get your soul shards, every day do your boost mode in 610. And you should get about 110 to 130 soul shards. Okay, 110 to 130 soul shards. And once you are done with that, basically you are free to farm anywhere else, and you can stick with 610. Gives you it still gives you soul shards as long as you haven't maxed it out. I tend to go to 4.5. Okay, 4.5 has lesser drops, but it will still drop. Or you can go to 13.5. 13.5 also gives you soul shards. Okay, so these are just the main maps to farm in. But boost mode is always in 610 because it's cheap. And you get 100, at least 100, 110, at least 100 to 110. Anything more is a good thing. And I mean, I already farmed 6, 7, 8 in 3 days, so you know the rates, man. You know the rates. And of course, I do leave my game running for many hours. I like how a lot of friend making is happening today. Well, the game, just to add on about the game, they recently have this new PVE mode. So if you do like challenging competitive PVE, you can go ahead with this. I mean, you can play this and getting the rank you want is definitely, trying to get a good rank and good score is definitely one of the challenges and thrills you can get from this mode. Okay, and even if you don't want to play competitively, they give you awards based on your clearance alone. So I think it's a pretty good mode. It caters to different type of players, such that even if you are not a competitive player, you still get rewards based on your clearance. Even your first clear, whatever first clear you did, you still get the reward, and the stars based on number of stars. So I think it's pretty fun, pretty okay. Wow. Hi, we have a pro in the chat. How, man? How did you even do this? Everyone is using 5 heroes, but you're just you owned everyone with 1 hero. I'm very curious about all these top players, how many tries they took actually. everyone question and answer time. That is pretty crazy actually. Yeah, there's also a lot of RNG involved in this mode. Sometimes your DPS just, you know, when he's in a good mood, he attacks more, and then it really benefits you, especially if he does more speed attack in that same turn. Then you don't lose a turn, you even do more damage. That's the best case situation. But yeah, it's really, I'm more interested to know how many times you tried. Yeah, how many times you tried, because if you really just did like a handful of tries and you got that kind of score, like wow, you are super lucky. Yeah, so to DK, if you're still wondering if the game fun, we will see. It hasn't got to a point whereby I can really say that things have changed even from the reboot. The reboot changed a lot. But there's gonna be even more changes, and Castle Rush is gonna get a change. So we are gonna see how that goes, and hopefully things will be better, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Sold 32 layers. You were hoarding layers too? Please go sell all your layers. Please go sell all your layers. And I think I will call it a day today. Thank you so much for joining me. Wow. Yeah, now you guys know. I really hope I can make my beginner's guide even sooner. I will see what happens after I will see what happens after next update. If I get a rough idea of how they're gonna move forward with the game, then at least I know whether to proceed on making my guides or just make smaller guides before the 7 big guides. Live PvP, I'm not even sure if they can even stabilize. I mean, if they can even get enough players stabilized, then we may see something. So okay. So okay, I am going to stop the live stream now. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been 3 hours. So yeah. I'm gonna rest. And I'll see you guys next week. I'll try my best to make another session. So let me just take a look at how many players we have on the upcoming list. We have 14 players, so I think the list will grow next session. So hopefully see you guys again. Okay, see you guys again. And yes, thank you for all the support. I will be making more guides, and next session I will put my face cam and I'll wear a very special t-shirt, so stay tuned. See you.